Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey, not a static destination. Along this journey, we often encounter challenges that seem insurmountable, moments that test our strength and character. But these very moments, when viewed through the lens of presence and awareness, are not obstacles to life, they are life itself. Adversity is not an obstacle but an integral part of life's journey. Often we view challenges as interruptions to the smooth flow of our lives, as barriers preventing us from reaching where we want to be. This perception arises from the mind's need for predictability and its aversion to discomfort. However, adversity, rather than being a detour, is part of the path itself. It is through facing difficulties that we learn, grow, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Life, by its very nature, is dynamic and unpredictable. The moments of struggle and hardship are not separate from life, they are woven into its fabric. When we encounter adversity, we are presented with an opportunity to confront our fears, insecurities, and limitations. These experiences challenge us to expand our perspective and cultivate inner resilience. They remind us that strength is not something we are born with, it is something we develop through experience. Adversity also has a way of revealing truths that we might otherwise ignore. It strips away pretense, forcing us to confront what is real and what truly matters. When life is easy, we may take things for granted or focus on superficial concerns. But in the face of difficulty, our priorities become clear, and we often discover reserves of courage and determination we didn't know we had. Rather than viewing challenges as interruptions, we can see them as invitations to engage more fully with life. Every obstacle carries the potential to teach us something valuable, to foster personal growth, and to deepen our capacity for empathy and understanding. When we embrace this perspective, adversity transforms from an enemy into a profound teacher, guiding us along the path of self-discovery and fulfillment. Resistance to hardship only amplifies pain, while acceptance has the power to transform it. This principle is rooted in the way we relate to the challenges that arise in our lives. When we resist or fight against difficult situations, we become entangled in a cycle of frustration, stress, and emotional turmoil. The mind constantly struggles to change what is happening, believing that by doing so, it can regain control. Yet, the more we resist, the more we prolong our suffering. Resistance keeps us trapped in the illusion that things should be different from how they are, and in this struggle we miss the opportunity for healing and growth. Acceptance, however, is not the same as resignation. It is not about passively submitting to the circumstances, but about fully acknowledging and embracing the present moment as it is, without judgment or denial. When we accept hardship, we stop fighting against the current and allow ourselves to feel the emotions and experiences that come with it. In doing so, we remove the added layer of resistance, which often intensifies the pain. Acceptance does not diminish the difficulty of the situation, but it shifts our relationship with it, making it easier to move through. This shift in perspective can radically change the way we experience adversity. When we stop resisting, we open ourselves up to clarity, inner peace, and the possibility of learning from the situation. We can approach challenges with a sense of calm, seeing them as opportunities rather than threats. Acceptance enables us to tap into a deeper sense of strength, one that is not dependent on external circumstances but rooted in our ability to remain grounded in the present. In this way, adversity becomes a vehicle for transformation rather than a source of endless pain. Growth emerges when we remain present and aware, even during challenges. In the face of adversity, it is easy to become overwhelmed by the circumstances and lose sight of our true nature. The mind often rushes to find solutions to escape discomfort or to impose a sense of control over what is happening. Yet true growth does not come from fleeing or resisting challenges, but from remaining fully present in them. It is in these moments of presence that we discover our ability to navigate through difficulty with grace and wisdom. When we are present, we are able to observe our thoughts, emotions, and reactions without becoming consumed by them. This awareness creates space between ourselves and our experiences, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. It is through this practice of mindful awareness that we begin to see challenges for what they truly are: opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. By simply observing the situation as it unfolds, we gain insight into the lessons it offers. Being present during hardship allows us to access a deeper well of resilience. Instead of focusing on the fear of what might happen or the regret of what has already passed, we are anchored in the here and now. This sense of groundedness helps us to remain calm in the face of uncertainty, and it creates the mental clarity needed to make wise decisions. Presence also fosters acceptance, enabling us to fully engage with the experience rather than fight against it. When we cultivate this awareness, we unlock our capacity for growth. Each challenge becomes a mirror, reflecting our inner strength, our capacity for compassion, and our ability to adapt. The more we practice presence during hardship, the more we develop the resilience and wisdom necessary for personal evolution. Conscious suffering purifies the mind and opens the door to transformation. Suffering, when approached with awareness, becomes a profound catalyst for change. It is easy to view suffering as something to avoid or escape, yet in many ways it is through suffering that we are forced to confront the deepest parts of ourselves. The key to transformation lies not in rejecting pain, but in experiencing it fully without identification or resistance. When we face hardship consciously, we allow ourselves to truly feel the emotions that arise without judgment or suppression. Rather than trying to numb the pain or distract ourselves, we embrace it as part of the human experience. This does not mean glorifying suffering, but rather acknowledging its existence and accepting its role in our growth. When we can be present with our pain without pushing it away or labeling it as bad, we create the space for healing and transformation. In this way, suffering becomes a powerful teacher, showing us where we need to grow, heal, and evolve. Conscious suffering also allows us to recognize the impermanence of all things. The pain we experience, no matter how intense, is not permanent. By accepting this truth, we free ourselves from the fear of suffering. We understand that pain, like joy, is a fleeting experience, one that passes in time. In this understanding, suffering loses its power to control us, and we are no longer victims to it. Instead, we become observers of it, learning to find peace even amidst turmoil. So, as we continue to suffer consciously, we begin to shed the layers of the ego that create attachment to our pain. The mind becomes clearer and the heart more open. This process of purification deepens our capacity for compassion, understanding, and wisdom. What once felt like a burden becomes a doorway to our highest potential. True peace lies not in avoiding hardship, but in discovering stillness within it. Many people mistakenly believe that peace comes from a life free of difficulty, where everything is in perfect harmony. This belief creates an illusion that peace is something external, something to be obtained once the chaos of life is quelled. In truth, the peace we seek is not found by escaping life's challenges, but by learning to remain still and centered within them. When we face adversity, our natural inclination is to want to flee from it, to escape the discomfort and turmoil it brings. We often look for ways to resolve the situation quickly or try to make the pain go away. However, peace does not come from the avoidance of discomfort, it comes from the ability to stay present in the midst of it. True peace arises when we stop resisting the storm and instead embrace it as part of the experience of being alive. The stillness within is not a passive state, it is an active engagement with the present moment. It is the ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and circumstances without becoming entangled in them. When we are still, we are able to step back from the chaos and see it for what it is, temporary and ever-changing. This awareness allows us to find peace, not in the absence of hardship, but in our ability to remain grounded despite it. As we learn to find stillness in the midst of difficulty, we begin to realize that peace is not something to be found outside of ourselves. It is already within us, waiting to be uncovered. It is a peace that transcends the fluctuations of life, a peace that remains constant regardless of external circumstances. In this way, hardship becomes a tool for cultivating the inner stillness that brings true peace. Life's challenges are the catalysts that awaken us to our deeper purpose. When everything is going smoothly, it is easy to become complacent, to drift along without much thought or intention. We may feel content, but often we are not truly engaged with the depth of our being or the richness of life's possibilities. It is through struggle, adversity, and moments of difficulty that we are forced to confront ourselves and reconsider our direction. These moments are not random occurrences, they are powerful forces that push us to grow beyond our current limitations and move towards a more meaningful existence. Challenges often present us with choices that we might not otherwise face. When life is comfortable, it's easy to stay on autopilot, continuing along a path that no longer serves us or questioning little about our existence. But when confronted with hardship, we are faced with the critical question, what is truly important to us? The discomfort forces us to reassess our values, our desires, and our priorities. It is in these moments that we often experience an awakening, realizing that the life we were living was not fully aligned with our deeper purpose. Adversity awakens us by challenging the stories we have told ourselves about who we are and what we are capable of. It forces us to step out of our comfort zones and expand our vision of what is possible. In doing so, we are reminded of our inner strength and resilience. We learn that we are not defined by our circumstances, but by how we respond to them. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to clarify our purpose, shed the layers of fear and doubt, and step more fully into the life we are meant to live. Through hardship, we discover a deeper sense of meaning, one that goes beyond external success or material gain. We tap into a purpose that resonates with the very core of who we are. These challenges are not simply obstacles to overcome, they are the moments that invite us to awaken to our highest potential.